What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast on Main Event Network. I'm Eric, Mr. Cincinnati Robinson. As always, I'm joined by the podcast dad himself, Chris Hoops. Hoops, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy President's Day to you, my friend.
Okay. I mean, I still work today.
I did too.
So.
We can't celebrate President's Day? Who's your favorite president?
Anyway, welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast on Main Event Network. Thank you guys
Answer
so
the
much
question.
for doing this. I don't have one. Who? You know what? Okay, no.
My favorite president is Jack Tunney. Come on. You had to know it was going to be something wrestling related. I set you up for it and you didn't even take it. Damn it. See, you can tell we do no pre-show prep, folks. None. Because that was a softball.
I would no. I think the word softball is doing a lot of work in that sentence there. Okay, no. Okay, it's. I laughed. You got the laugh out of me. That's good enough, right?
No, I'm disappointed at you that you didn't say it back.
Well, your first time saying you're disappointed as a father. How does that make you feel?
Oh, I've said it before.
No. Okay. Well, now I don't feel special. Anyway, welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast, guys. As always, hit that QR code in the top left corner. Like, share, subscribe. Help us to run those numbers. We are officially at 960 followers on Twitter. We are 40 away from 1,000. That was our goal by the end of the year. So the fact that we can potentially hit that this week and be 10 months ahead of the game is pretty awesome. 177 right now on our YouTube channel. So the goal is by the end of the week, if we can do it, 100, and let's get to 200. I think that we can do that. I mean, Elimination Chamber's around the corner. We've got some great content coming up. Main Event Mixer number 3 is coming up immediately after the Elimination Chamber. Wrestling Junkies on the Mark podcast. We're shaking things up. We're having some fun, man. Are you going to be ready for this, or are you going to be ready to go to sleep?
I'm sorry? What time does your alarm go off every day there, buddy?
6:30.
Okay, mine's at 4. So it's just another day for me, pal. Don't you ask me if I'm going to. Here's what you need to do on that glorious Saturday is just have the pot of coffee ready. Podcast dad will be there.
That's a Keurig. You got to make it yourself.
You don't have the Keurig with the pot?
No, not with a pot. It's a single serve.
God, I'm over here living in 2035, and you're way back in 2018.
Why do I need more than that? It's just me here all the time.
Well, for other people.
Nope.
You set yourself up. I was being good, and you set yourself up. Because I could have went way worse, and I didn't.
Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, very clearly.
Pretty proud of myself.
Before. Yeah, okay, that's all well and good. Also, make sure to check out our merch store. The link is down below. T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, beanies. New designs are also coming in addition to our logos. We got some fun stuff. This week we've got, I think, 3 or 4 great interviews. I'm gonna just be, 4 interviews dropping this week. No, we got 4.
Oh yeah, 4.
Yeah, 2 yesterday. We're recording 1 after this show. Got 1 on Tuesday. So yeah, 4 interviews, and we will be joining the World Elite podcast tomorrow night for the Elimination Chamber preview show. We will be doing our Elimination Chamber preview show this Thursday night. Don't forget Wind Down Wednesdays at 8:30 as well. I think that's all the housekeeping stuff. Is there anything I'm missing, bud?
I don't think so. I'm just ready to see if you enjoyed Smackdown. Because there's one segment that I just want to talk about, and let's get into it right now.
Yes, I did enjoy SmackDown. I was told that we were not allowed to talk about SmackDown on our Saturday show. Also, thank you very much to Chris Ruiz and Mr. Gribb from Wrestlers Lab for joining us. Their show, Showabunga 2, took place on Sunday. It will be up on YouTube in the coming weeks. Make sure to check that out. Give them a follow. But anyway, I was not allowed to talk about SmackDown because I hadn't watched the main event segment yet before the show. So now that I have, and you watched me watch it, so let's get on into it. Bloodline. The Rock is officially a member of the Bloodline. Comes out in a $500 shirt. What?
More like that.
You know what?
He's guns up. I don't know if he's part of the Bloodline, but he's guns up.
Yeah. You're excited about this, so I'm going to let you just get into this first. I want to hear your take. you've been chomping at the bit all weekend, so floor is yours, podcast.
So if you combine $500 shirt, Rock, and then the Hollywood Rock we got at WrestleMania 19, that's what you got in his vest. You got the shades. You got the chains. You got the demeanor. You got him doing his silly little voice that he does when he makes fun of the crowd. Oh, Cody, Cody. You got that voice. It was fantastic. This was heel Rock to the max. But there was one thing that you saw in that promo. Do you remember what it was that I had you rewind a couple times?
Yes, as Rock is saying that there will be a loser at WrestleMania, he turns to Roman. There's a camera cut that looks as if he's pointing at Roman. And then, as you've alluded to, Bang Bang Scissor Gang, he's got that L up as part of the bloodline. Very, very eagle-eyed observation.
There's something else, too. It was when he said...
You're driving this car now, bud.
When he said, Cody, your story is about to end, and ours is just beginning.
Yes.
Like, dude, we're getting Rock Roman. I don't know when, but it's happening. And we're going to see just one of the, I think, greatest power struggles to that ultimate bloodline thing. And I talked about it, I think, after the press conference. I think this is going to get Roman somehow into a babyface role, and people are going to cheer him again. But, I mean, it's just, everything about this is awesome. Like, Roman, you sent us the video, I think it was in the group chat, of Roman, like, being super nice to Jimmy and super nice to Solo and putting on his best face because, oh, Rock's here, so I need to make sure I'm on my best behavior and
yes.
and everything that went into that. But, man, like, we say it all the time, and it's kind of turned into a meme, but it's cinema. I mean, we're literally watching a movie happening. It's like The Godfather that we're watching, and it's nuts.
And it's perfect. It's a perfect metaphor for right now because, again, one of the advantages of bringing Dwayne Johnson in as a board member, bringing him back into the fold creatively is, I mean, he spent the last 20 years in the film industry. So if there's one thing he knows, it's the cinematography, all the little nuances that you have to try to play up in either a television or film product. That's exactly what he's doing here. And I mean, the fact that you made me go back and watch that 3 times to make sure that I noticed that, again, the little touches are what they are starting to excel at now in their storytelling because it's been so devoid of it over the last 10 plus years. So this is WWE operating on a whole new level.
And that is what happens when you have meaningful camera cuts. Kevin Dunn, I noticed it. It wasn't a cut every 15 seconds. It was like, oh, they just cut that camera for a specific reason. Like, that's what, like, the overall presentation, I think, of WWE has just gotten so much better. Or it's out of that old guard that we used to have, that we're seeing newer things. And it made me pay attention to a camera cut, which I would have never have done. I remember the Punk Rollins showdown with the 87 camera cuts that it had, and like it's amazing how effective one camera cut was to the entire promo.
Yeah, and especially at the very end, the putting the L up in the air instead of just a singular finger. I mean, and it's perfect how everybody more or less was back into the left of The Rock. Also, name that movie if you remember that quote. But no one's going to notice that additional L based on where they were standing. So I love everything about this, and we know that this is probably something that's going to carry over into the Elimination Chamber kickoff press conference that's happening on Thursday night at 11. At this point, I know we're doing a couple of prediction shows this week, but question for you, does Rock show up in Perth, yes or no?
Yeah, I think they show up for the Grayson Waller effect.
That's what I'm hoping for, too. I mean, this is a huge opportunity, not just for these 4, but Grayson Waller's been, while he hasn't been on TV in the ring as much, he is still one of those guys that needs to be a priority in 2024 because of what a great talker that he is. So giving him this segment in his home country, I think this is everything. But, yeah, I hope that we get another twist in this story Thursday and hopefully Saturday, too.
You said it's Thursday at 11 p.m.?
Yes, it is.
Oh, obviously.
I figured you might. I won't be.
No, I'm not. No. 11 p.m. Come on, guys. Come on. 11 p.m. Some of us have lives
You're not even 30 yet, but okay. All right.
this year. Oh boy.
No,
Oh
it's
boy.
still disappointing.
Is that an actual quote from a movie? Back and to the Left, The Rock?
Not The Rock. It's
Oh.
JFK. It's a Kevin Costner movie about the JFK assassination in the Warren Report. Anyway, got super nerdy there, but
No, I like
Happy
that.
President's Day.
There's two shooters. Yes, happy President's Day. President's Day.
Oh,
I'm gonna cough, so I need you to talk.
okay. Uh, so elsewhere on the card here, a couple of Elimination Chamber kickoff matches. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Grow up.
I didn't
So
do anything.
yeah,
Two shooters.
you never do anything. It's never your fault. Got it.
Yeah, Tiffany's in the chamber.
Yeah. I'm not mad
Good.
at that. This
Yeah.
is a great opportunity for her. Hell of a debut. I mean, she and Zelina Vega look great together. Zelina, while it stinks that she's not getting the chance to be in this match, the larger story at play is the LWO versus Legado del Fantasma, having Elektra Lopez involved. I mean, it's not like this is a pay-per-view match or anything like that, but about how long do you think it is before we actually get this 4-on-4 here?
I mean, it could be. They could do it at Mania. I mean, realistically, like if you're looking at it, and they usually try to get everybody on the card, that could be something that they decide to put on the card. I think we'll get something as well as with like Final Testament and whatever Lashley's group is. Like I think that could
So
be
nice.
something that we get on the card. Yeah, like especially with it being 2 nights, I could see. I don't see any reason why that couldn't be a WrestleMania program.
Fair enough. Okay. I think for me, like, I feel like LDF is definitely stronger than LWO right now, and I think mostly because LWO feels kind of rudderless without Mysterio. So it would be nice if you would make the return. And it got the meniscus surgery that he had, but I think that's what would take it over the top for me, just to finish off that story of Santos and Rey, because that's where this started.
Yeah, like they don't. Carlito just doesn't feel like a leader at the moment for whatever reason. You want to get Wild and Phoenix on that card, I think, just to just showcase them. Like they have gotten so good lately, and I think they need to be showcased a little bit more. And I think they could with Humberto and Garza. I think that would be that's gonna be a fun program. Those would be a fun couple matches. And then I think Ray coming back to confront Santos would be probably the best thing for Mania overall.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. We also had a couple of Elimination Chamber qualified matches on the men's side. We had Kevin Owens, Dominic Mysterio. Kevin Owens getting the win here. Are you surprised that Dom is not in the Elimination Chamber?
No, they had plans for Dom that obviously fell through with the allegations and everything that's coming out. So sucks for Dom because it seems like he was going to have a big spot on the card. He may still have that spot. Who knows? They might still add some matches. Bron Breakker is officially on SmackDown, so maybe that's something they put on at Chamber. Maybe Braun takes Brock's spot kind of thing or whatever. Like they have that built-in storyline that Dom did eliminate him in the Royal Rumble, so they could run it back with that. Have Braun dominate him in his SmackDown debut in Perth and in front of everybody. So that could be okay. But no, I think Kevin Owens more likely deserves it. Like he's the bigger star. He feels like more of a threat in the chamber anyway. Like I feel like Dom in the chamber maybe would have been a wasted spot no matter what. But you have Kevin Owens in there who has a story with the other participant that qualified in Logan Paul. So that makes a little bit more sense for me inside the chamber.
Yeah, and to your point about Braun, I think I would even take it a step further because he is expected to make his in-ring SmackDown debut next week. I would have no problem if Dom somehow costs him this match, takes the L, and then the next night, that's when he gets the big win as part of a SmackDown debut. I mean, I just think that could be fun as a way to call it back to what we saw at the Rumble there. And then as far as I think it's the very last Chamber qualifier match, Miz, Logan Paul. Paul qualifies. I don't really think that there's much there that doesn't surprise anybody. So I think that'll be.
Do you mean the full-time worker Logan Paul, or ever since you made that comment, He has been on every SmackDown.
Call me Nostradamus there. Yeah, that's
No,
all
no,
it is.
no. No, 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 sir. I want you to apologize to Logan Paul.
I will do no such thing.
I told you once he signed that deal, I think he's going to be more active. He's going to
And
take
I
it
said I need to
seriously.
see it to believe it. And yeah, okay,
He's
you're
here.
right. There you
He's
go.
working all. He's working a pay per view. Come on, man.
I'm aware.
Come on, man.
I see it.
Apologize to
What?
Logan.
No.
Do it.
No.
That's going to help our algorithm too. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Hey, I'm just
All
trying to
right.
help. I'm trying to help the
No,
content.
I understand that. Look, I am pleasantly surprised at how much of a Logan Paul fan I have become since he originally signed with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
He clearly had faith in him. I'm going to give him this.
Acknowledge him.
Wow, you have to stop this.
Acknowledge Logan Paul right now on this podcast.
No, I don't have any Prime. Leave me alone.
I'll get you some. I'll bring some over for Chamber. There we go. We
Okay,
have
fine.
I won't bring you the energy drink because it kills people, but I'll bring you the sports drink.
I didn't know you cared. Okay.
A little bit.
So,
I kind of need you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, who else are you doing this with?
Yeah. So, anything else on SmackDown catch your eye?
I really hope it works for AOP this time. I really, really do.
I think it will.
This is, I don't know. And Kyle, also congratulations on your voice coming back.
It's almost there.
Yeah.
It's right around like 90%. I still have the little scraggly voice, but I can't go full podcast father.
That's fine. We don't need him around anymore anyway. I already got to deal with Johnny. Like that's enough. All right.
Trying.
Take about 20%
like
off of that, right?
I like this group, and I think you say it for AOP. I say it for Karrion Kross because I think this is kind of it, right? Like if this doesn't work, it's. I mean, I'm kind of done with it. Like he feels like kind of that Wardlow of WWE where he was a killer and he gets that push, and then nothing happens, and this kind of feels like, all right, we got him in a group. He's the leader of this group. This is his time to prove himself. You know, let's go do it. I think Triple H behind him will help, but we're gonna find out if this group does anything.
Yeah. So I mean, let me ask you this because we're seeing next week AOP versus the Street Profits. I think this is the first face-off. Do you think that this is too soon after AOP's in-ring return because they take on a couple of NXT guys? I mean, I thought they would at least kind of stretch this out, get a few more wins under their belts before putting them in the ring with the Profits. That's what worries me. Is that okay? They're coming off of beating jobbers. Are they going to essentially job out to the Profits themselves?
No, because I think it's going to end in some kind of smosh.
Okay.
I think that's how you extend this feud. You keep it going. Like every time we've seen these guys get in the ring together, it always ends in some kind of brawl. So I'm okay for, if they just kind of brawl it out again, and then we do it. Like it might be too soon for this part, but like I think eventually we will get that Mania match probably after Chamber. We'll get it announced, and that'll be what those folks are doing because Lashley's in the Chamber, correct?
He is correct.
So I think we could see something afterwards, kind of cement these guys at Mania.
Hopefully. I mean, I very much enjoy that we're seeing all of the factions returning to WWE again. We got LWO, LDF, we got the Final Testament, we got the Street Profits, BFAB, Bobby Lashley,
Judgment Day.
Yeah, Judgment Day, Alpha Academy. Like they're back, and I hope they're here to stay.
I hope so, and I think Triple H enjoys it. I think he likes kind of those getting people on TV, right? Like getting those groups together gets everybody on TV, gives them a purpose. So yeah, I don't hate it. I just hope it doesn't get watered down a little bit. That's my biggest worry is if there's too many, then there's not enough. There's not enough apple to go around per se. So I just hopefully it doesn't get watered down.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that it kind of comes back to what we always talk about on the show, or at least we have over the last few months. It's time to split the tag team titles up. There are enough people to go around to fill out tag team divisions on both shows that this doesn't necessarily need to be an issue anymore. It was fun leading up to WrestleMania last year, but I don't know. It doesn't hit the same way that it did with Judgment Day that it did with the Bloodline last year, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, because the Usos had they had the SmackDown titles forever, and then they were kind of like Roman was. They were just dominating everybody, and they're like, all right, we're gonna go after the Raw tag titles, and we're gonna win those as well, and that made sense for that story.
Yeah,
you literally still have 4 title belts. Like, just split them. Like, it's right there. Like, it's easy enough. You could easily just do, what they could do is do The Miz and Truth night 1 win, and then have another team from SmackDown night 2 win, and that's where you start to see those cracks and the foundation of the Judgment Day. Like, that's an easy story to tell, and I'm not going to be mad at 2 Damian Priest Finn Balor matches. Are you?
No, absolutely
so,
not.
I don't know why that's not in the cards, and it might be. Who knows? I'm not in the booking meetings. So,
well, here's an interesting question from Kyle. If they don't split the titles, do you think trios belts would work, or is that not their style? Which I would agree.
I wouldn't. So, the example that I will give, or the comparison I will give, is the women's tag titles.
Yeah,
that's what I think would happen. Like, there are like 3 established teams right now. Could they get more? Sure, but is it really going to mean anything?
Yeah. I mean, but even still, it does go back to that faction talk. I mean, teams that are not going for the tag titles could go after a trios title of some sorts. I mean, that's the thing about the majority of the makeup of most of these teams are there 3 male, 1 female generally. That there are options there to work with.
See, yeah, I mean, I'd rather go just like, who's the leader of the faction? They go after the mid card or world title, and then the 2 others go after the tag titles. Like, because in every group, it seems like there's a clear leader of each group.
Yeah, absolutely, and appreciate Pudgy Boys Sports Talk. Thank you very much for the compliment, man. Let's definitely have a chat about that sometime. We're always down to work with everybody that enjoys talking good wrestling, much like we do. Now that we've kind of gone through SmackDown at this point, we want to take a few minutes. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw here. So
I have something pulled up.
Me too.
Oh, you go first.
No, I insist.
So they announced the final qualifying match.
Kidding. Go ahead.
Shayna Baszler, Michin, I guess her name is. Alba Fire, Zelina, Zoe Stark. Who wins?
I'm hoping that there is one more person added to that match.
Who?
Jade.
I don't think we see Jade.
I would like to. Okay. Well, I don't have to piss in my Wheaties, but I don't know. All right, if I can't choose Jade, give me Shayna, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually,
that's who I'm going with. I would go Shayna.
No, I'm going to change my pick. I'm going to go Chelsea Green.
She's not in it.
I thought she was.
No.
I'm fairly certain she was added to this match.
Was she added? Because this is the most recent one. This was 2 hours ago.
I'm fairly certain that she was added to this match. If she's in this match, I'm going Chelsea Green. If not, I'm saying Shayna Baszler there.
You know what? Dark horse that I would really like to see, because I want to see her wrestle more, is Alba Fire.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
She's so good, and like, she has that international feel to go down there in Perth.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Well, all right. Looks like she's not in this match. So, oh well.
Oh, Mr. Cincinnati got worked.
Yeah, a little bit. Whatever. That's fine.
Also,
it happened at least once.
Mia Yim wouldn't be a bad candidate.
No, not at all. Especially a devastating enough loss inside the chamber that sends her kind of over the edge along with AJ. I could, especially with that group, I could see AJ bringing Mia along first, and then she's kind of seen as the siren that brings the OC in, much as kind of like what we're seeing with a lot of these other factions here in WWE. So,
well, I won't spoil it. Never mind.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. So yeah, we got Last Chance Battle Royal. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, I believe, are kicking off the show. I mean, you're not going to hear me complain about them getting to go at it for 15, 20 minutes. That's for sure. Just hope that everybody stays healthy.
Everybody stays healthy. It'll probably be a weird finish, but that's okay.
Yeah. I think the big match here, we've got Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship against main event Jey Uso. I think this will be a fun match. Not worried about it. Gunther's not losing this title tonight, but Jay's going to look good here, and maybe we'll see something from Jimmy to help keep this story going.
Jay needs to look great here. I don't think Jay needs to look good. Jay needs to look great. I think this is the best opportunity Jay has had since he's been a singles. I mean, minus the main event at SummerSlam, which wasn't good. But, this is a big opportunity, and I think he has to nail it to keep his credibility as a future main eventer. If we want to see him win a world title one day, I think he's got to be able to hold up and kind of put on a really good match with a guy that doesn't have bad matches, but he needs to hold up his end. I'm looking for a big match from Jey Uso tonight, and maybe I'll change my mind about a program at Mania. But from the reports that I read about over the weekend at the house show, it may look like they're running it back with somebody else at Mania. But I think Jay needs a big match here tonight to solidify himself as a big time main event star.
Okay. Well said. All right. You won't hear me complain. I know how you feel. I think that I think they're going to.
It's just his booking.
I'm not worried. I know. Yeah. It's not his fault. I mean,
because he has it. He's got the connection with the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody loves him. I love when he comes out. It's his promo skills are great. He's hilarious. But again, what's your favorite Jey Uso singles match?
You gotta stop asking me that question.
What is it? He always looks great in tag matches. Like last week he looked awesome, but it was in a tag match. I just want to see it on his own. I really do.
So basically, he needs to channel his inner Dax Harwood.
Yeah, excuse me. That is a perfect example. Yes, he needs to have a great match like Dax did, and Dax isn't going to try to be a single star. But thank you, Kyle. You're very sweet.
Isn't he?
He's too sweet, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is a very good correlation that you just made. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for our episode of the Wrestling Junkies podcast for today. We will be back tomorrow night at 6:30. Again, remember to like, share, subscribe. Help us to run those numbers up on our socials. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got some great interviews coming up this week. And yes, we know that it was a network punk, Kyle. We got it. But still, he's still a too sweet guy himself. So that's what we got here. But anything else today, bud?
I know it was a pun. Come on, Kyle. I know this guy gets worked about fan graphics, but not me. Don't attack the podcast, Father.
All right.
Come on.
Okay, now it's time to end this. All right. Thank you guys so much for checking out this episode of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:30 for the podcast. Dad, I am Mr. Cincinnati. We will talk to you guys soon.